usually explanations on how characters survive when a story is being brought back to life from basically its original ending is always fascinating to me. Like, case in point, in the original run of the Sherlock Holmes books, there is a point in those books where Sherlock defeats Dr. Moriarty and he actually ends up dying in the process, some shit like that. But then, due to popular demand, the writer has to come up with a reason of how the fuck did Sherlock Holmes survive, or how did Moriarty survive. And it's always like it was a clone, or it was a android that just so happened to kind of look like said character. Going into this blind, I've been the entire time with these, volumes, I honestly thought that we were going to get some reconstruction surgery from Dr. Gilmore, bringing back both Joe and Jet. When in fact it was Ivan, the baby, who saved both of them as they were coming into Earth with his telekinetic powers. Now, they did some reconstruction surgery, but it wasn't in the point that I was thinking, because I thought, since they became a shooting star, they probably crashed into Earth, became a million pieces, and maybe their brains survived, and that's what Dr. Gilmore got. Gave them new bodies that looked like their old bodies. That way, the readers would know who these characters are. This volume 11, does a good job at reintroducing all the characters, and now the characters, I don't know, for some weird reason, they feel more like a family now. They feel more human, which is how it was around the end of Volume 10. But we're having characters that are now addressing each other by their human names and not just by their deemed cyborgic numbers. But I believe that all depends on how close each member is towards each other, because some members still refer to other members just by numbers. Of course, in the volume we get a reintroduction to Black Ghost, because, well, Black Ghost really can never die. Because just as long as there's evil in the hearts of men, Black Ghost will always continue to thrive. Now, the major core of Black Ghost has been destroyed, and we're introduced to a bunch of new villains, a bunch of weird fucking doctors. There's Dr. Ape Mask, Dr. Lion Mask, Dr. Dracula. Actually, all doctors I think are based off of monsters or some shit. And this whole little Monster Island arc, the term monster is probably derived from the Japanese word kaiju, which talks about giant fucking monsters like Gigan, Gojira, Mothra, King Ghidorah, the like. And with that being said, this island is filled with just giant ass fucking creatures, but they're not monsters. It's really just which reminds me a lot of this film called, I think it's called The Island of the Gods or something of the Gods. I'm drawing a big blank on what that movie was called, but essentially the movie is about this island that has this kind of like chemical in its food or naturally chemical, I believe, and that makes everything that eats the food big. We're talking like big rats, big rabbits, big birds, big everything. That's kind of the same here, except for all the creatures that are gigantic became gigantic due to scientific involvement. And just like with every other Cyborg 009 story that we've had in the past, this story doesn't just end here. It leads into another story, which now it looks like we're going back to the allegory that Cyborg 009 has had since its start, and that's the allegory of presenting in real-world situations, be confronted by a fictional group. Because the situations that you find in the series are situations that had happened in the past in our own world. It's almost as if Shotaro Ishinomori thought, how would things have gone differently if there actually was a fighting group of superheroes that became part of these conflicts. I don't believe there's anything more that I want to say about this volume. Now I want to know what you guys think of Cyborg 009 Volume 11. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. If you'd be so kind as to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon. Make sure the bell is a ring-a-ding-dinging. That way you'll know when I put out more content. And yeah, I know I'm missing days and shit, but hey, I got a life outside of YouTube. So there's that. Also, give the video a thumbs up. I think it helps out with the algorithm. I don't know anymore if it does or doesn't, but still, I think it helps, hopefully. And with that being said, ciao for now.